Detroit Den 313. We're back, Steve and Will, talking that Detroit Lions football. Before we get going, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and please do not forget that bell icon so you don't miss any of our new content. Steve, lay it on them.
I'm curious to see if Steve and Will are going to have the same opinion on this show, William, because it's going to be a question. You can get as in detail or as specific as you want, or you can be very vague. I'm going to leave the option up to you, but I just want to see if we're on the same mindset. We've had zero preparation on this show. It's just kind of, I threw the topic at you. You don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what you're going to say. So here's the question. What was the best move the Detroit Lions made in free agency or in the offseason, whether it be free agency or the draft? What was the best move? And again, as specific or as vague as you so choose.
Listen, can I set the table? I know this isn't
I usually tell you to take me to church, but now take me to dinner if you're setting the table.
So this is not my topic. But I think that this is a phenomenal topic that you came up with. So first things first, I'm gonna give you your flowers. But
$1 billion mind up here.
Oh God. Okay, let's not ruin it.
Steve Jobs, that's what they call him.
Oh golly. Listen. Okay, but I gotta lay some rules on this because if I was saying if I had to answer that question, the first thing that's gonna come to my mind is Penei Sewell. Right. So okay. I'm taking Penei and I'm taking Amon-Ra off the table. Right.
Okay.
All right. So
I wasn't really thinking about them when I came up with the question, so I understand.
Okay. So yeah, I just want to take those guys off the table. So now that we've taken those two off of the table, I think there's only one answer to this question. So I will say, if you don't have the same answer as me, I'm just gonna say Steve's wrong, guys. So hey, put it in the comments. If Steve doesn't come with this answer, I need to know if he's right or if he's wrong. Is Will right? Is Steve wrong? Where are we at with this? So without further ado, I'm going to give the answer to this equation. And it is none other than DJ Reader.
Shocker. I knew that's the route you were going to go.
So listen, DJ Reader makes our offense better. I said it.
He makes our offense better.
Didn't see that coming. DJ Reader makes our offense better. He makes our offense better as a defender, right? And Steve, you know I love defense. I enjoy offense. It's cool. Unless I'm coaching against it, then I don't want it to do anything ever. But I enjoy offense. It's fun. You know, they got all the fancy, sexy stuff and the cool receivers and running backs that are fast. Yeah, whatever. But nasty, mean, evil-thoughted defenses that just play tough and gritty. I love them. And DJ Reader is going to make everybody's lives better. Aiden Hutchinson making his life way better. Aleem McNeil going to make his life way better. Marcus Davenport, he might look like a first round draft pick playing next to DJ Reader, because I know that there's a guy that we've been talking about that we would like to have in Detroit who enjoyed playing around DJ Reader and Trey. So listen, I
clickbait.
Right. I think that he is going to bring that to Detroit. So why do I say that he's going to make our offense better? Because he's going to make other offenses one-dimensional. He's going to allow us to slow down offenses. He's going to make our run defense even better than it was, and it was in the top 10, top 5 in the league last year, stopping the run. So he's going to make us do that even better. And he's going to command 2 grown men deal with him, or he's going to be putting pressure up the middle of the field, which will lead to more 3-and-outs, and 3-and-outs equal points. 3-and-outs equal us getting the ball at the 40-yard line. And at the 40-yard line, a top 5 offense is even more dangerous. If you look at the analytics of points getting scored, when you get the ball around the 40, you score a lot of points, right? So you get a couple of first downs and you're already in field goal range for my man Jake Bates, which is really means if you step on the field, you're in Jake Bates range, right? So listen, I think that absolutely DJ Reader is without a doubt, hands down, the biggest move that we made. You can talk about his quad and hurting the other quad or whatever. This dude is a dude that produces. This is a dude that last time he hurt his quad, his team went to the Super Bowl. I think he's about to do it again. Knock on wood. It's about to go down. DJ Reader, without a doubt, is 100% my answer. And Steve, if you're not about to say DJ Reader, I'm gonna need you to take me to church. What you got for me?
I first and foremost, I'm glad I got to be here and witness in a front row seat the first time you've ever been wrong, because you said that if my answer was any different than yours, now William, you're living on an island, and I get it, but on your island, there's a mansion built. I'm gonna go live on an island, and all I have is 3 nails and a rusty hammer. I gotta. So I'm gonna say that the first 2 draft picks that Brad Holmes made, along with our cornerback addition. So I'll just say our secondary, but it's gonna play with DJ Reader. I'm gonna play with DJ Reader a little bit. What DJ Reader is gonna do is he's gonna make my guys cover a little bit less, just a tad bit less, just half a second less of coverage. Half a second in the NFL is an eternity. Half a second is the difference between an incomplete pass and 4th down. Half a second is the difference between a sack and a forced bad throw. A lot of things can happen in a half a second. Ask my wife. All right. A lot of things can happen. All right. Hope she's not listening. But if we can get and your guy is more established, but I'm taking Carlton Davis, Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw, Terrion Arnold. 2 of them are rookies, very unproven. If those kids show up in camp and they're the dogs that everyone says they're going to be, and they're locking down their receivers, if Carlton Davis is locking up number 1s and Terrion Arnold's locking down number 2s, I don't see how an opposing offense has success against us.
Yeah.
But there's just questions with them. So for me, I'm just going to say the secondary being addressed was the biggest free agency move. Because our passing defense last year, I've thrown you guys the stats. It was terrible. We were 41st or 41 total sacks. That was 9th in the NFL. Tied for 9th with the Rams. No other team worse than us made the playoffs besides the Lions and Rams. We gave up like 4,700 yards passing, something like that. It was incredible. Like if you're a quarterback and you throw for 4,700 yards, you probably went to the Pro Bowl that year. We were the dead last team in plays over 20 yards with 69. The next closest team was like 61 or something like that. I'm just going off memory. Our passing defense last year was absolutely atrocious. And you can kind of say, well, maybe it was the pass rush or maybe it was the coverage. We kind of fixed both. And we still have some guys on our list of undrafted free agents and some guys that we drafted that we're going to dive into. But if we want to just stick to the meat and potatoes of this episode with our secondary and DJ Reader and how Aiden Hutchinson's going to evolve, how Lee McNeil, I think he's going to take a big step forward. We've talked about the 4-headed monster of Pascal, Kaminsky, Houston, Davenport. One of those 4 guys just step up, play that opposite edge of Hutch, play it well. Don't even play it great, just play it well. Mm-hmm. This defense is going to be absolutely atrocious to deal with. It's going to be scary.
I feel like you gave me a 17-person answer.
Secondary.
Listen. I feel like you cheated.
Listen, my episode, my topic, my rules. I said be as specific, or as vague as you wanted. I chose the latter. You chose one individual. I'm choosing a whole room.
I feel like I was cheated. I didn't even know that was an option on the table. But I will say this in my defense. I feel like even when we're talking about this secondary, which I feel you should at least have to break up in 2 different scenarios.
I didn't even mention Brian Branch.
So we should be talking about either that he doesn't count. I thought you said this addition right now in free agency.
I also mentioned the secondary. Well, my episode, my rules.
So I feel like this thing should at minimum be broken up into 2 things. It should either be Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw, or it should be Amik and Carlton Davis. And I think that with that being said, in my defense, if we broke it down into those 2 situations to where we had one or the other, so we already had Carlton Davis and Amik, and we went out and got DJ Reader, I think that if you subtract Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw, but you still got DJ Reader, you still got dogs. But if you subtract DJ Reader from this thing gets tough. I think that DJ Reader is ultimately going to be the reason why we're hoisting that Lombardi trophy, because now Aiden is causing havoc now, right? Marcus Davenport is his job is a little bit easier because he's playing next to DJ Reader, and it's going to be problems for everyone in the free world. But to give you your flowers, I think that the fact that we have both situations is going to make this thing even better, because those young dogs and the veterans just getting a pass rush to go with those guys is going to you know what it is. Thoughts and prayers.
It's going to be a problem.
It's
And
going to be a problem.
if I had a red challenge flag, I would throw it right now because, like I said in the beginning of this episode, I was very, very, very specific with exactly what you could and couldn't do. So
Unreal.
if you don't like the rules, maybe you should play a different game because this is the one we're playing today.
I will. I remember this time. Next time, I am looking to bend every rule. I'm trying to just cut every corner. Just remember, you did this to me.
Because there's one thing. I'll toot your horn. There's one thing that you do very well, and it's you give politicians answers sometimes. Just very, 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 very big. Well, I might have just looked at her. I didn't actually touch her like a Bill Clinton type answer. Well, she might have done it for me, but I didn't like it. That type of thing. So
I slept right through it.
I didn't inhale. Politicians answer. So I had to be very specific with the rules. But to get back to business, I think we could just both agree that DJ Reader is the centerpiece of this offseason.
For sure.
And we took that centerpiece and we built around it. I'd say we built around it. Like we gave our defensive line a major upgrade. And then Brad Holmes also upgraded a very, very bad secondary. Like if we don't draft those two guys, and you're telling me that we got to trot out Kindle Vildor in the corpse of T. Staber, who's still technically alive, but I don't really know that he should be.
His game isn't alive. I'll tell you that.
His game was never alive, never had a pulse. So if you're telling me that's what we have to do, then I'd say we had an excellent offseason. And I've seen some people, even some beat writers from some NFC North teams, questioning Brad Holmes and what he does. Like we've told you guys what he's going to do. He's got his list of guys, however big that list is in the first round, whether it's 3 guys, 7 guys, 10 guys, he's going to get one of them. That's what he does. And that's what he keeps doing. Like, it's not a surprise to us. The guessing game that we have as podcasters is who's on that list. How big is it? And I feel like we maybe we didn't do as good this year as we did in the past, just because we weren't expecting 15 offensive players to go in the first round right off the rip. So it kind of toyed with the numbers, but we did say, someone has to fall. Someone is going to slide. We did say that. We didn't guess it would be Terrion Arnold. But we did say someone on this defense in the draft is going to fall to us. It has to happen. We had to move up a little bit, but 5 spots, that's reasonable. No big deal. But our defense is vastly improved. It's been addressed from any type of – all 11 positions have been addressed on the defense. We've upgraded, added depth. I love it. Offseason's been phenomenal. I'm ready for real football.
That leads me to one question before we get off. Is there – you said it was the defense has been upgraded. And basically, are you saying that you feel comfortable with all 11 positions on our defense right now?
Comfortable enough. I have questions, but I think we have plenty of options. Like I said, my only question has been that edge rusher opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. I've given 4 guys, Pascal, Kaminsky, Houston, Davenport. I just need one of those 4, or even a combined. We can do this by a committee. Kind of like a bullpen in baseball. Just bring in a guy, a different scenario, whatever Brad and Aaron Glenn think that whatever guy is going to be more successful in whatever situation. Bring them in. I just need one of those 4. If those 4 guys combine for 10 to 12, maybe 14 sacks, I'd say this defense is going to be an absolute problem. Because Hutchinson's going to get double digits. We're going to get some linebacker sacks. If he's going to get his, we're going to have to send some corner blitzes. So we're going to get pressures. We're not going to be worried about pressures. It's just those 4 guys, that core 4. That's what I'm going to start calling them, the core 4, not the Fab 5, the core 4. Okay. I need those 4 guys to get 10 to 12 sacks between the 4 of them, and I'll be absolutely ecstatic. James Houston could go out and get 9 of them himself, and I'll be thrilled.
Interesting.
Do you not agree?
I'm just hoping that James Houston takes a huge step forward, but I haven't seen anything yet that makes me believe that will be the case. But I'm open to it. I never wanted to sound like I'm not cheering for him, because I am. But you know what they say, the film doesn't lie. So
if not Houston, then Davenport.
Yeah.
If not Davenport, Kaminsky. If not Kaminsky, then Pascal. Like we have options.
Can I ask a question?
You fire it away.
So if your core four doesn't work out, do you think that maybe they should take a look at Tom Kennedy? Maybe we could get him, get a couple, get a couple TK85, get a couple rushes off the
Listen,
edge. Like,
I can't have Tom Kennedy's little ass out there getting bodied by a kicker. All right, you bring in the punter to block Tom Kennedy. No. In all seriousness, no, I don't want to see Tom Kennedy on defense at all. People are really going to think you're serious with that question, too. That's probably the more concerning part. People are going to say, "Oh my God, these guys are talking about bringing in Tom Kennedy to play defensive end."
Yeah. You guys don't know TK85 is Steve's guy. Like that's his lion.
If fantasy football were in the preseason, I would win the championship every single year just with Tom Kennedy. I'll just throw that out
nuts
there.
In the preseason.
But guys, just a quick little episode tonight going over what we thought our best acquisition was for the Detroit Lions this offseason. Leave your opinion down in the comments. Hit that like button. If you're new, stick around, subscribe. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.